Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. The Honorable Prakash Ramada, Minister of Legal Affairs and Justice, Member of Parliament for St. Augustine, and the political leader of the Congress of the People. Let me hear something, please. Thank you. The Honorable Roger Samuel, Minister of National Diversity and Social Integration, and the Member of Parliament for Arima. Let me hear something for Arima. Members of the media, distinguished members in the audience, members on the head table, 91.1 FM streaming live. Thank you guys for being here tonight so that the rest of Trinidad and Tobago could be hearing what the COP is all about. And I must say, I must also acknowledge the caretaker for Dabadi Omera, Mrs. Patricia Metive. My topic tonight is a little serious one, but you know, I like to start with a little joke. But this is not a joke, this is a serious thing that happened. A few weeks ago, we decided after 35 years to do some repairs at home. And I am married to a beautiful lady for over 44 years. And I'm very happy. And I decided, I said, well, you know, let us do something with the kitchen. So we started to pull out a lot of all the old pieces of the kitchen and so on. And the two guys who were doing the repairs said, Chief, come and see this, what is happening here. And I see a lot of termites and cockroaches and all kind of silverfish and all kind of insects. So I said, but what is going on here, boy? He said, boss, this is election season. The termites and the insects are coming out. And I know, you know something? Termites are damaging and eating from the inside of the society. They are always there, hidden, but dangerous. And I want you to know that. I don't want nobody to come tomorrow and say, the chairman says so and so, you know. I didn't say, the chairman didn't say that, you know. My two workmen, Calvin and Elliot, said that. So blame them, right? Okay, the vision of the Congress of the People is to improve the quality of life of all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. We recognize that there has been some systemic decay in society, and this has contributed in many ways to some of the decline that we are experiencing now. There are no quick fixes to these problems. Rather, what we need are generational changes. We propose that when we continue in government with your help, and notice I say with your help, we will initiate the directional and step changes required to start to transform our society and to develop appropriate strategies and policies to sustain them. Of course, all of this will be done with your input, through discussion and collaboration with you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Your COP 2007 manifesto formed a major part of the 2010 People's Partnership Manifesto. So as a result of the COP being part of the government, we got implemented the following. 1, laptops for children entering secondary school. 2, the Children's Authority aimed at promoting the rights of children and their protection. The establishment of the Children's Life Fund. The axing of the draconian property tax proposed by the PNM and spearheaded by our political leader, the Honorable Prakash Ramada. the raising of pensions to $3,500 per month, and the passing of the procurement legislation. The last 5 years have brought considerable success in 1, stabilizing the economy, and 2, promoting human development, and 3, improving the efficiency of government. In addition, having ensured that the majority of our society has had their basic needs met, we take this opportunity to embrace the new thinking in sustainable development and improving the quality of life to create a place where we all feel we belong. Creating a space where we all feel we belong is our way of saying we want to make Trinidad and Tobago a better place to live, to work, a place where we feel safe, where we are happy, where our needs are satisfied. We have prepared a vision document which outlines how we can achieve these things. One major problem in our society we must address is the decay of morals and values, especially amongst some of the youths in our society. You notice I said some. That does not mean, and that does not exclude the adults also. I want to give you a little story again, but this is true. The stories I give you are true. Two incidents. One is a good one, so I'll start with the good one. A few days ago, my car wouldn't start in the morning. And my car is exactly 18 months old. 18 months old. And I got really upset because for a new car not to start. So I called TCM and I spoke with a beautiful young lady, 19 years old, Giovanni. I'm calling her name because you know something? I give credit where credit is due. And Giovanni was so helpful. I had to tell her, I say, I do not feel that I am in Trinidad at this time, the way you are handling my problem. She called me back 3 times. She said, listen, somebody will be by your doorstep. I said, listen, but the car is a year and a half old. And the TCM thing expired a year. She said, no, we will treat you good. But you know something? This guy came and he fixed up the car and so on. It was the battery. It was the battery. The battery had exactly a year and a half. The next day, the car wouldn't start. The second incident, that's a true story. The second incident wasn't so nice. 2 nights ago, I went to buy, because the kitchen is all disarray and so on. We had to go and buy some food. Now, my wife cooks, so all you do, don't get no pressure, right? So I went to buy some food. And I went to a guy in Paget who I normally buy from. He does sandwiches and so on. I told him, I said, listen, I was talking to him and I said, listen, I want 2 sandwiches, etc. And we were talking. While we were talking, he was asking me about politics and so on. And I said, we were talking about politics. Lo and behold, I looked behind him and there was this guy, a young guy of about 25 or 26, glaring at me. I'm talking about glaring. Any minute his eyes would have popped out. He was glaring at me. So I didn't say anything. I continued talking to this guy. And then this guy who was glaring at me came to the front and he says, you stop talking. You're spitting on the food. So I said, what? He said, you're spitting on my food. I said, what nonsense is this, boy? Then I cannot even say it because we're on radio live. The vocabulary this guy had, I am telling you, he cussed me, he cussed my mother, rest her soul, she's dead, and everybody in my family. And then he said, all your COP so and so, and all your field because you're driving expensive car, all unnecessary. This car again, this poor car. I'm drawing this to your attention because some youngsters seemingly show no hesitation in entering into a life of crime, robbing, and even killing without remorse or guilt. This has in a large part been the result of lack of parenting, especially in single-family homes, and also because the education system needs to be improved to help these youths to acquire the requisite skills to get meaningful jobs. We must implement solutions to reverse this. Starting in the early childhood centers, this government had the foresight to build. Rather than focus on academics, ECC will focus on teaching and instilling morals and values. These life skills are extremely important during these formative years. We will continue teaching these along with respect and discipline in primary schools, developing the continuous assessment program to include these life skills, once again, with the help of parents and you, the community of Trinidad and Tobago. There's an old saying, we make our children, but we don't make our minds. Make their minds, sorry. Minds have to be shaped by parents, adults, schools, churches, etc. Rev, I'm talking about you and churches. It takes a village to raise a child, and we believe that, we know that. A major part of COP's vision of improving the quality of life in Trinidad and Tobago is by focusing on creating self-contained empowered communities where everyone living in its boundaries are proud of their space and have little need to leave their community, since all goods and services are available within their community. To achieve this, the COP proposes that the center of the community will be the community center, where all government services should be available. Example, your driving permit renewal, your birth papers, your tax and revenue services, etc. These services have to be set up to be available online so that government will have to convert all its systems eventually from paper-based systems to internet-accessible systems. In each community, a social space should be set up where families and community members can recreate and gather for social activities and events. This will be like the Brian Lara Promenade of the communities in Trinidad and Tobago. Attention will be paid to ensuring availability of sporting and cultural activities and facilities at this social space. One idea we would like to implement is to encourage parents to have their children attend schools within their community. We recognize that this would cause discomfort with many parents, and we will implement various measures to improve the standards of all the schools in the community before this is acceptable. We must, one, improve management of schools by implementing in UTT an education management degree program where all principals and vice principals and must remain a COP seat. You agree with me? Let us walk hand in hand and gather all the support from our friends, family, neighbors, everyone. Take them in your cars to the polling stations on Monday, September 7th to ensure they cast their votes. Remember Dabadi Omera, a vote for the COP is a vote for the People's Partnership. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I thank you very much.